Ever gonna feel good in the morning. You're going to feel tired. You're gonna feel groggy. That's just how everybody feels when they first wake up.
If night you can set you up for morning you can actually enjoy the quiet time.
Welcome to the Growth Drivers Podcast, the show where we break down the leadership frameworks, mindset shifts, and strategies that fuel entrepreneurial success, personal transformation, and business breakthroughs.
I'm Rachael Novak.
And I'm Mike Novak.
Let's dive in and start driving your growth. Welcome back to the Growth Drivers Podcast. Today we are discussing screw your morning routine. Your day is made the night before. And this comes down to having an incredibly tight and efficient night routine to set yourself up for success the next day. I love this example of like night me, right? Night you is really motivated. You've got like all these, okay, I'm going to do this tomorrow. I'm excited. I'm inspired about, to do things. I'm driven to go do this tomorrow. But in the morning, what's the reality for most people?
You're tired.
Yeah. Yeah. You wake up tired. You don't feel like it. You're groggy. You're typically indecisive. Like you don't really want to do the things.
Yeah, maybe the most undisciplined part of your day for a lot of people, where it's tempting to deviate from what you know you should do.
Super easy to make excuses. So, when I'm coaching my team, my kids, myself, my clients, when I like to say, like, when you leave decisions in the morning up to morning you use up precious decision-making energy on unnecessary things. And what do I mean by like decision-making energy? Like every single day we each kind of have a capacity with how much we can think and do and pivot and make big decisions. And if you leave multiple decisions in the morning time up to that version of you, you're going to expend a ton of energy on almost useless decisions in the morning that you really should conserve that decision-making energy for bigger decisions in your day, bigger decisions in business, decisions about conversations or clients or business pivots, that kind of thing. And so you're reducing your capacity for big, important decisions throughout the day by leaving these seemingly nominal decisions up to morning you. So when you get to that point, right, when like I hit this a couple weeks ago where it had been a day, like just one problem after another, just cascade effect of like issues that I'm dealing with and loops I'm closing and problems I'm solving. And I had hit, it was like 4:00. I'd hit what I call decision fatigue, where I'm like, I'm tired. I can't like form like a full thought. If like a decision comes my way, I'm not positive I can make like a coherent, great decision that I'm going to really like not regret. Like I'm really going to be behind. So decision fatigue is when your brain and your body have expended a ton of energy toward making this or that decisions all day, even seemingly small, insignificant decisions like what should I have for lunch? What clothes should I wear? How should I do my hair? Like all these little bitty things. And when morning you could literally just be set up for success and execute on all those things and not even have to think about those little decisions, saving and conserving that decision-making energy for the important things throughout the day. Does all that make sense?
Yeah. So what you're talking about is basically creating a system where most of the work is done the night before. So in the morning, you can be robotic, which many people are in the morning, and just kind of take advantage of everything you've already done, right? Like, for instance, instead of making that breakfast, you made it the night before.
Yes.
Right? So now all I have to do is eat that breakfast. I've reduced one thing I have to do. I don't have to think about it. I just have to do it now.
Exactly. So, the key to this system, this night routine and morning you system, is to set yourself up for success. So like you said, all you have to do when you wake up in the morning is execute the plan, right? Night you has set you up for success. You're just getting up and doing the plan, taking the action of the things. You're not having to make a decision whether or not you feel like it. You're not having to make a decision of what you eat. You're not having to make a decision of what you're wearing. You're just taking the action. So,
yeah, and I think just to stop for a second, I think the definition of success when you've actually done this correct is that zero thinking is required, right? It's just a body moving.
Yes. And that's exactly the point, right? When you're able to get up and just execute, not have to think about any of those small details, imagine how refreshed you feel when you do get into work or when you do get into like office hours where now decisions have to be made and things have to, like, you have to be productive and move the ball forward down the field in your business, right? It helps that. So what are some morning routine myths? Because I want to start here. So I think there's a huge emphasis in the personal development space on morning routines and how important they are and how mindful you need to be in the morning to set yourself up for success in the day. And we're kind of contradicting that a little bit.
Well, I mean, the morning does matter, right? Because like in that Warrior, our coaching company, we do Core 4, which is literally like checking off 8 boxes every single morning, rising into our power predictably every day on demand, right? And so there's a balance that has to happen, right? There's certain things that you really should do in the morning to tee yourself up to have a really fantastic day where you're on the offense and you're not passively floating through the day. Yeah. So there's a balance to be found there.
Fair, yeah. So let's talk myths, and then let's talk what are a couple of things, to your point, that we should do in the morning, right? I think a couple of morning routine myths that I kind of came up with is, people say, well, just get up a little earlier. And that's not untrue, for sure. But sometimes it's not feasible based on what time you went to bed or how much recovery you need or rest you need. People say, get up and hit the cold plunge.
Hey now. You got such a bone pick with cold plunging. Tony Robbins, for the record, cold plunges first thing out of bed every single morning.
And it works.
So does Andy Elliott.
And if it works for you guys, great. I'm just saying.
Nothing will wake you up like cold plunging.
Yeah. So you're in fight or flight and on the bridge of death. For the record, everybody who's listening, I hate cold plunging.
Nobody likes cold plunging. Let's be super clear about that. There's not Tony doesn't like it. Andy doesn't like it. Nobody likes it.
It raises the cortisol level in my body so much. It puts me in fight or flight mode. I feel more inflamed after doing it.
You lock up and you look like this.
If you're watching this on YouTube, you should see Mike right now.
Like, why are you so tense?
Look, it's very stressful.
It's just cold water.
No, it's like it literally makes me put fight or flight mode. I'm so stressed in there.
Yeah, you look stressed right now just talking about it.
Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna let that go. So anyway, it's cold plunging. Obviously, drinking coffee or tea. Yes, like a lot of us, that's a critical point in the morning, and I like to enjoy. People say, "Oh, don't forget to drink your green smoothie."
Oh yeah, I definitely agree with you on that one. I think that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like when people think that being healthy is drinking a green smoothie, I think that's ridiculous.
And to be clear, there's a place for greens.
Yeah, no, I drink green smoothies.
Right.
But if that is your definition of following a nutrient-based healthy diet, that's not it.
Yeah,
you can't go drink a green smoothie in the morning, have a hot dog for lunch, and consider yourself winning.
Fair enough. A lot of people will be like, "Oh, what you'll do sometimes at night if you're tired, if you're after a long day, like you'll kind of do I'll just do that in the morning. I'll just pack my meals fresh in the morning. I'll just do these things fresh in the morning." But then you get up and now you're having to yet make another decision and do more action, and you've added more to your to-do list in the morning when, to your point, let's get into what you should be doing in the morning. What should your morning actually look like?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, for me, I know you have meditation here. I think meditation is a good morning routine. I think that like some kind of intentional quiet time is good, where you have time to reflect on your day. Like we do the stacking in the mornings. So I think there are things that should be done for sure. But I think that you can take it to a point of excessiveness where you're just kind of delaying actually doing something productive, So that's the balance to me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Craig Ballantyne just released his book, The Dark Side of Discipline. Definitely a good read for people out there.
Super good read.
And Craig talks a lot about how the dark side of discipline is allocating your discipline to things that don't align with your ultimate goals, right? Just doing things that are kind of wasting time and that aren't actually productive. And it's a really good valid point that he has.
It's a super valid point. Yeah, I think
he's anti-cold plunge too, for the record.
I knew I love that guy.
It's because he's so small.
Okay, yes. So we have that in common. Okay, great. Yeah, I mean, I think that, to your point, there's the more you can set yourself up at night, and we're going to get into like our specific tips, like the specific system that we personally utilize every single night. But if night you can set you up for morning you can actually enjoy the quiet time and actually take that time to reflect or journal or read or meditate and drink your coffee in peace for that 30 minutes or whatever it is that you take without having to feel rushed. It's the rushed mornings that result in a really frustrating day because you don't feel like you've done everything you needed to do. You don't feel set up for success, right? So why do you think I'll see how I feel in the morning? Like, why is that a lie that so many people believe and put weight in?
I'm probably the wrong person to ask, to be totally honest with you, because you're never going to feel good in the morning. You're going to feel tired. You're going to feel groggy. That's just how everybody feels when they first wake up. I've yet to meet anyone who wakes up super alert and like level 10. Like it's like starting up a car. It takes a few minutes to get running. You know what I mean? So if you're trying to make those decisions while you're in that state, that's a state that's not going to give you a good decision-making framework.
Right. It's like the non-committal commitment, right? Like somebody asked me to go do something like work out in the morning, right? Not me personally, but say somebody asks you to work out in the morning, say, well, I've had a pretty long week. I'll see how I feel in the morning and let you know. Like that's a non-committal commitment. You've not actually committed to that commitment. You're not committed to anything.
Yeah.
You've committed to seeing how you feel.
You're just kicking the can down the road. And inevitably you're not being honest with yourself because you could just say right now you're not going to do it, which is what you really mean.
Exactly. That's exactly right. Do you think that's part of the lie? Like people want to believe that they have the good intention, but they don't want to be committed to the action?
Possibly. I think a lot of people just don't realize that they rise or fall to the level of their systems. You know what I mean? I think it's literally that.
Yeah. I mean, because
nobody wants to intentionally fail, right?
Of course. Yeah. Right. So do you think like if people have the intention to get up and then they realize that they don't feel like it the next morning, that is a valid enough excuse to say, well, I wasn't feeling well, or I didn't get good sleep, or...
Well, yeah, I mean, people justify anything they want in their minds.
Right, so. Exactly. So how do we save as much decision energy as possible for the big stuff? So we've got to have and maintain the discipline each night to set morning you up to simply execute it, right? Yeah. So meals, clothes, for the ladies especially, hair. How am I doing my hair? You see me in my bonnet and putting my crazy curls in sometimes because I'm like, I have to think about how long it takes me to do my hair in the morning. Ladies, you get it.
Well, don't brush past the meals made part because that really does connect into, your fitness and then your energy level, right? And nobody wants to prep their food the morning when they wake up. Like people are just, again, kicking the can down the road. Inevitably, they're going to run out of time to do it. And then they're not going to have their meals. They're going to go grab fast food or whatever else is convenient that next day. And now you have this like cascading dissension into bad habits, right?
Right, exactly. So yeah, I mean, let's just jump right into it then. Like the system that we utilize in regards to our nighttime routine tips. Number one, like you just said, meals for the next day could easily be done, and we almost always are prepping our meals simultaneously to making dinner.
Yeah, it's an easy synergy. You're already in the kitchen. Why not just do multiple things at the same time? It doesn't really take that much more time.
Exactly. Like you're literally putting food together. You're literally in the kitchen by the fridge, by the stove, doing all the things. And when you're consciously taking the time to do that the night before, you're making much better decisions of what you're setting yourself up for the next day. Like you said before, if I get up in the morning and I'm just trying to throw stuff into bins, I may not weigh it as well. Obviously not right now, but I may not weigh it, or I might portion it, or I might not put anything and say, oh, I'll just find something at the store, or I'll run down to Safeway and grab a sandwich. Like, you're not making conscious good decisions, which, like you said, will cascade into fitness. Like, if you have big body goals where you're looking to drop fat, or you're looking to build muscle, or you're looking to really change your physique and update your fitness, your body domain, and you're not intentionally putting meals together that align with those goals, you're not going to freaking hit your goal. Mm-hmm. So meals are absolutely critical for doing the night before for the next day. It's going to save you the time, the money, the energy, the decision energy the next day, not even having to think about it because they're already packed. Yeah. I love this one. You have this pretty down on lockdown, but setting a bedtime alarm.
Yeah, no, I love this one because I feel like if you don't do this, you kind of lose track of where your night is at. And then, you get caught up doing things, hanging out with the family, sitting around BSing, you look at your watch and it's like 10:30 at night. Mm-hmm. And you just completely screwed your morning over, right? Mm-hmm. So the science shows that getting up at the same time is very, very important. Like, you're better off actually getting up at the same time and being tired than you are sleeping in. It's better for your system mm-hmm. and your circadian rhythm. But then it's also the same thing for going to bed. Right? Your body wants you to go to bed at the same time, which takes discipline.
And this is the trigger for the nighttime routine. This is one that I haven't been as good at because I do exactly what you just said, where I'm sitting around chatting with our teenagers and we're catching up on our days. And all of a sudden I look, I'm like, oh shoot, it's 9:15. It's past my bedtime and I didn't even realize it, especially as we get into summer and the days are longer. So setting a bedtime alarm is kind of the trigger for the nighttime routine. And if you're like Michael and you can just go straight to bed, like be asleep in 2 seconds, great. For me, I have like a whole routine. There's skincare and there's hair and there's brushing the teeth. There's all these things. Poor Michael's like, asleep for 20 minutes by the time I get to bed. But if you have a long routine, reverse engineer that alarm, right? Or reverse engineer your timing. So if I want to be in bed by 9, I need to start my bedtime routine, which includes going upstairs and getting into jammies and doing all things by like 8:30. Like it's a whole process.
And you got to also reverse engineer what time that bedtime alarm should be based off of how much sleep you need and what time you're going to wake up, right? Everyone needs different amounts of sleep. Some people get away on 5 hours. Some people need 8 hours. Mm-hmm. But if you need 8 hours and you're going to be an early riser, you're going to need to get to bed much, much earlier.
Exactly. Yep. So we've got obviously prepping your meals, setting your bedtime alarm. One of the things that I do during the nighttime routine is number 3, which is a brain dump. This is something that we picked up from Craig Ballantyne years and years and years ago. But, every single one of us, when we lay down in bed, especially, like we get into bed and there's 477 things floating around in our brains that we need to do, that we're thinking about, that we want to catch up on, that I have a great idea for this one thing over here in this part of our life. Our head hits the pillow and then thoughts are swirling. And so one of the things that I do every single night is I'll get into bed and then you'll typically see me pick up my phone again and I'm pulling up my Do app or my Warrior app and putting on my to-do list all the things that are running through my brain. Mm-hmm. Because I think, again, Night You needs to set morning you up for success. And if Night You has all these great ideas and all these to-dos that need to get done, and you're remembering all these things that maybe, that's right, I need to close that loop with that one person or whatever it is, if you are not documenting that in real time, morning you won't remember. Morning you isn't, you're foggy, you're groggy, you're not going to remember all the things and all those great ideas. So have the discipline to do a brain dump. Put it in the Do app, put it in your Warrior app if you're in the Warrior system. Even a note in Apple Notes or whatever. Put it somewhere, even a piece of paper and a pen.
Just get it out of your head.
Get it out of your head. Yeah. Yes, you'll sleep better knowing that all of your to-dos are written down, living outside of your brain.
Yeah, I think that and then meditation before bed, those two things are hand in hand. The brain dump clears your, what's going on in the business of your brain. And then the meditation really slows your brain down a little bit and allows you to relax. That
has become actually a very integral part of my falling to sleep routine. I never thought of myself as somebody who could slow down enough for meditation at all, but it has become like a staple in my night when I finally get, all the stuff out of my brain and I'm laying there to be able to put on a meditation and listen to it and drift off. Typically in the meditation or right immediately afterward. Mm-hmm. It's I feel at peace. I feel centered. I feel focused. I'm like ready to go into a deep sleep. So really, really good one. Next one is very simple, but think about everything that you're going to need the next day and set everything out. Make it easy to grab, right? Clothes, shoes, products, food, like keep it all somewhere where all you have to do is go grab, put in a bag, or prep your gym bag.
Yeah, you have your gym bag ready, is what I was going to say.
Yeah, prep your work bag. Put your laptop in your work bag or near the charger. Like as efficient as possible the night before. So the morning of, you're just picking up and going. Again, taking the action, executing what night you set you up for. Don't leave things to, I got to remember to grab this out of the cabinet, and then I got to pull that from the closet. I got to make sure to bring that today. Like when you leave things to memory for the next morning, that's not morning you up for success at all. Make it just stupid easy to grab and go.
Yep.
One thing that we've kind of changed in the last couple of months is reading before bed. We don't do this every night because we meditate.
Yep.
But instead of scrolling TV, like that's filling you with content, right? Like you're just consuming when you're reading or where you're watching. Whereas reading really relaxes your brain. It's easier on your eyes. It feeds your brain as opposed to just fills you with content.
Yeah, like we're different on this one because you like won't go to sleep if the TV is on. And for me, I will fall asleep, but I won't stay asleep.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. It's very distracting for me. I'm like one of those hardcore people always have been my whole life where if a movie's on, no matter what time of day or night, I'm staying up to watch the movie.
Like, and I'm lucky if I make it through the opening credits.
So, and then we married each other, right? Like, so if you're like me and you will stay up and watch whatever, or like if a Netflix show is on and it's like really good and has cliffhangers, like I have to turn it off midway through the episode before it gets to the cliffhanger. Otherwise I won't sleep well. So like know that about yourself. So if you do, because obviously on the weekends, a lot of times we will watch Netflix or watch a couple of shows or whatever, but limit it. Like be conscious of what time you're watching till, even on the weekends. Really, really important.
What was that Netflix show we just watched? The country one?
Oh shoot,
Rambler Country or something like that.
Yeah, I don't remember. It's with Josh Duhamel.
Yeah, it was really good though. But yeah, we like binge watched that.
But again, like every episode ends with a cliffhanger. I can't I'm like, blah. Like, I gotta watch at least like 10 minutes of the next episode.
Yeah, no, I've
terrible.
looked over before at night and it's like 1 a.m. I fall asleep like 9 and you're still like.
It's not 1 a.m. It's like 11 though. Yes, it's late. It's late for sure.
It's late.
All right. The next one that I think a lot of people don't talk about, but is so important and what we've really, really, really invested in the last couple of years is investing in your sleep comfort. People don't think about this. Like the mattress that you sleep on, the pillows that you sleep with, the sheets that you sleep in, the eye mask that you wear, like these things all affect your sleep. And if you're still sleeping on the old mattress that you had when you were in your early 20s, or if you're still using the same old dingy pillows that, you use and they're lumpy and you don't really sleep well on them, like freaking prioritize some funds to go invest in some really comfortable pillows and a really comfortable duvet cover and some good sheets.
Yeah, I track my sleep really closely, as you know, and I sleep dramatically better with a down pillow.
Yes.
I know it sounds kind of bougie, but I just get a lot better sleep.
You're a bit of a princess when it comes to
It's got to be 2 down pillows, properly fluffed.
Well, and we've also added sleep masks in the last couple of years for true blackout. And then we've both added earplugs.
Mm-hmm.
And that okay, is fair enough. That has to be kind of seasonal dependent because I couldn't wear earplugs when the kids were younger.
Yeah.
Right. Like when you've got little kids, I get it for sure. But I also didn't get a full night's sleep for 10 years. So, but since then, yes. So pillows, sheets, sleep masks, earplugs. We've also invested in a small sound machine, which
white noise. Yep.
Yeah. Having a white noise machine, that's actually been really, really helpful because you're not hearing noises in the neighborhood or you're not hearing creaks in the house.
Was it the river sound you liked or was it the rain sound?
The storm.
There's one that you didn't like.
I didn't like the rain.
Or was it the beach?
I don't like the beach.
Okay.
I mean, I do like the beach, but I didn't like that sound machine's beach imitation. I like the storm. I like the thunder and the rain sound. It's like,
you can buy these on Amazon for like $20. It's a game changer.
It really is. Like, and it's just these little bitty things that like when you go to bed, like you've done your night routine, now you're on your way to bed. When you get really good sleep, it helps tremendously being able to get up in the morning and execute at a high level, whatever night you set you up for.
What about the temperature in the room? I mean, that's another big thing for us. Like neither one of us sleep good if it's warm.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Yeah, we actually got, like, obviously we have air conditioning, we have a heat pump, but we also invested in an air conditioner, like a window air conditioner for our bedroom to make it even colder. So I think our room sits at like, 58 degrees?
It's cold. Yeah, it's right on the edge of 60.
Very cold.
But allows us to get much, much better sleep.
Yeah. And then we've got really heavy blankets and sheets. So, and the other thing, quick tip, especially for the ladies, and maybe men do this too, but I always have like a full water bottle and my chapstick right on my nightstand.
Why do you need chapstick when you're sleeping?
Just when you go to bed and you have dry lips, you don't sleep as well. I have to put chapstick on before I go to sleep, and I wake up feeling moisturized.
All right. What about supplementation for better sleep? Anything there?
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't personally take anything, but when I need to, which isn't really often, I've taken melatonin.
Yeah, in small doses. Melatonin's good. It can make you feel groggy, for sure.
Exactly.
There's a number of different supplements that are out there. You just got to try different ones, see which one works for you. But Hit the Rack from Troponin Nutrition is really good. That's got like a time-released melatonin, which is really good. And it's also got like a chamomile thing in there. And then that new one that I just got, the Sabotaging, has been really good.
Good. Yeah, no, especially for bigger guys, like there, sometimes you're not comfortable at night, or there's, you've got a lot of mass on your body that you're trying to sleep with and roll around with. So really taking a supplement that relaxes your system, that lets you fall into that deep sleep is super important for sure.
Yeah, and CPAP too.
Also for you, yep. Big guys for sure. Well, anything else on night routine? Like how does night you set you up for morning you?
I think this is just all about having a system. Like create your system, rip off and duplicate the points we just gave you, but make it your own, and then just follow it. You know, like if you don't have a system, you're going to set yourself up to fail. That's
right. Yeah. And this is obviously geared toward people who want to accomplish big things every day, right? You want to be a high achiever.
Bud Light Billy, and you want to sleep until 9 o'clock in the morning and limp your way out of bed and half-ass your way through the day, then probably not listen to our podcast.
Yeah, you're probably not listening to this.
But this isn't talking to you. And that dig on hot dogs you might be offended by.
Love it. Well, that's it, guys. Short and sweet. We wanted to share kind of exactly what we do, our nighttime routine. So set that bedtime alarm, get that brain dump, set your morning you up for success by night you staying disciplined every single day, and you're going to have some massive success throughout your day.
See you next week.
Thanks, guys. That's a wrap on today's episode of Growth Drivers.
If you found value in this conversation, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share this with a fellow entrepreneur.
For more insights, tools, and resources, visit us at thewarrioragent.com.
Keep pushing forward, keep leading with purpose, and we'll see you next time.